Okay, kiddies, it's Kevin6154 here, and today we are going to properly adjust the clutch in a Harley Davidson Big Twin. Now, Japanese bikes, you adjust your clutch with the cable, and usually up here on the clutch perch, and as you can see, there's no adjustment. There's a slightly different process to a Harley Davidson clutch adjustment. You got to pull this derby cover off. Inside here, there's a lock nut and an Allen key. Before we do that, we've got to go right here to this adjustment, right here. And what we got to do is loosen the clutch up. See, right there is your free play. We got to loosen it up till there's a shit ton of free play. Then we'll pop this open and we'll show you how to properly adjust it. So what I'm going to do is get that happening first, and I'll be back with y'all in just a minute. Alright, this thing works pretty simple. You're making the cable housing longer or shorter by winding up and down on here. And you've seen before how much play we have. Now look at how much. You need a ton of free play for this to work properly. So we got a whole bunch of free play in there. We're going to readjust that later after we do the main adjustment. And the next thing we're going to do is pull off this derby cover. So give me a minute. Alright, so take the derby cover off. Now, as y'all know, I got a dirt floor in this garage, so I really like these little magnetic trays. Obvious freaking reasons. Let's go ahead and pop that derby cover off. Have a look-see inside. It takes I don't know what size, but it's a Torx screw. Some people call it a star key. I reckon some people call it a star key. I call it a Torx key. Do not lose these little washers. You will need them. Should all be the same size. Sometimes you might need like a screwdriver to pop this out. Bear with me for a minute. Maybe this will do it. No, I'm going to need a screwdriver. Be right back, folks. Alright, we back, tubes. This little devil here has got an O-ring seal, which, like I said, you just get you a little flat-blade screwdriver. Tiniest little pry and she'll pop right out. You got to make sure this sucker's nice and clean. As you can see, I got some mag polish up in it, but I'm going to clean that out pretty well before we put it back together. Now, the proper clutch adjustment, like I said, is done here, not out here. Out here, this is just for free play. Actually adjusting your clutch, that's in here. You're going to need an 11/16 wrench, which to do this you kind of want like a box end wrench that has a one of them whoop-de-doos. Like I'm not bending this wrench. I have old beat up wrenches, but you back off this nut like such, get her loose, spin her out. Okay. Now the Allen key that the nut sits on, what we're going to do is we're going to take it, we're going to wind it in until it touches. Right there, until it barely touches. And make sure the nut's backed off, because it'll fool you. You got to have that nut backed off all the way, so you want that to barely touch. Not like that. And you're going, if it's real hot in the summer, you're going to want like 3/4 of a turn. but generally between 1/2 and 3/4 of a turn, you're going to back this off. So what I did, being as I don't have that boot-to-doot bent wrench, I've got the greatest tool in the world, vice grips, and a socket. What we're going to do is put that over top like such, get that to where she touches. We're going to go 1/2 a turn, almost to 3/4, and then we're going to hold right there and snug up our nut. Ghetto, but works in a pinch, right? And that's what separates a good mechanic from the rest of the pack, is somebody who can figure it out on the fly. You only need to make that snug. That's it. No more. Just snug. Don't kill it. You're not going to be able to make sure you turn your engine over. But alright, so that's that. That's properly adjusted. I gave it a little more than 1/2 turn because it's still summer. And I can make up for that if I need to. And if it's got to come back apart, by God, it's only 3 screws. So, now that your clutch is adjusted, get a good clean rag. Now, hopefully you can see down in there and see the primary oil. There's a million different, everybody got their own way of doing this, dude. But I'll tell you this, if you overfill this, your clutch is going to slip like a bitch. You want it like right at the bottom of the clutch. See, I'm touching my finger in it there, and look at that. That's like gold, baby. Smells good. There's not much clutch material. The fella, Rick, told me this bike had a 3-hole oil change, which should be engine, primary, and transmission. He definitely was not full of bovine feces, because that's good, fresh, clean oil. Takes 2050. Some guys will tell you transmission fluid. I'll tell you that the Harley Davidson manual says 2050 in all 3. So if that's what Harley calls for, that's what I'm going to run. I reckon the people who designed the bike know more than I do. Clean off around the O-ring real well. Clean off the derby cover real well. I'm actually going to be ordering a new derby cover pretty soon here. There's nothing wrong with this one, but I found one that's got Johnny Cash on it flipping the bird. It's awesome. So it's going on there, just not today. We're actually going to get to doing some maintenance on the gold ring. I don't know if I will be videoing it. If y'all know where to find Kevin6154, you can watch the live video yourself. But as far as the live goes, you gotta not be a dick. If you're a dick, you're not on my friends list on Facebook, and you ain't watching it live. You can watch it afterwards. Phoenix Motorsports YouTube video projects, I believe the gallery is called, where you can actually watch the making of these YouTube videos. You might be surprised to find that I'm human just like everybody else, and I'm not a motorcycle guru. I've just been doing this a long time. Alright. You get these devils started. Now, it's just a cover, okay? This is not bolts that hold together a bridge. Do you fucking understand me? They only got to be snug. All it has to do is press this piece of metal over top of the O-ring. That's it. So, get it snug like that. Get them all snug first before you tighten them, so that it goes down nice and straight. Give a little more. Like that. Like that. Like that. And that should get her done. Now the next thing you're going to do, see how much free play there is in the clutch now? We definitely did some adjustment on that. So what you're going to do here is, of course, since I put the wrenches back Alright, so maybe this video will run a little bit longer. Put the knee back into place. Alright. We're going to show you the rest of the clutch adjustment in a minute, except to reposition the camera. Alright, so as you can see, you now have a buttload of free play. No bueno, baby. You only want a little bit, about that much free play, you know. Maybe 1/4 inch, not that. So what you do here, sorry about the unprofessional camera work. I'm a truck driver, not even a motorcycle mechanic. I'm just a dude who does this for fun. Anyways, what you're going to do here is this is where you actually adjust the thing. This is not a clutch adjustment, this is a free play adjuster. You're adjusting the free play and the lever here. You adjust the clutch the way I showed you inside the derby cover, not here. So, what we do, sorry if I'm in the way of the camera, I'm going to try not to be. What we do here is essentially, you got to make this housing longer. The cable stays the same length, but by screwing this out, you're making the housing longer, and it's going to take free play out of the clutch. So I'll put the wrench here to hold that. What we're going to do is loosen this, and that's going to pull this out, and that's going to effectively make the housing longer. It's going to take quite a few turns. So. Bear with me, I'll do this quickly as I can. Try to keep this video from being too long here. Here. And we took a lot of free play out. This cable's a wee bit stretched, isn't it? We'll be needing a new cable next season. She'll finish this season just fine, but come next season, we'll be in need of a cable. The fact that this cable is another 2-3 inches longer than it needs to be might have something to do with that as well. Now, there's some symptoms, things your bike's doing to let you know that the clutch needs adjusted. If you're a motorcycle guy like me, you know that the motorcycle literally talks to you. It's hard to get her in neutral. Your clutch might need adjusted. If the clutch works better when it's warm, your clutch might need adjusted. If you don't grab in the right spot, or if it starts grabbing in a different spot, especially when it's hot, your clutch might need adjusted. That is what I like about these old American bikes. They talk to you. They tell you what they need. You just need to learn how to listen and become one with the bike. That's what I talked about in my very first video. I think we need one more turn, and that should be satisfactory for me. One more turn like that. What do we got? That's nice. I think we're gonna, yeah, we'll back it off. Make it half a turn. See how that feels. There's still a little free play. We're gonna get another 1/4 turn. About like that. Right about there. Yeah, that should feel good. Yeah, I'll second guess myself, take that last 1/4 turn back out. I'm not actually going to baby this to show you. Alright, spin your lock nut down, like such. Lock nut, and then work your rubber boot down over the top of that. Keeps moisture and such out. That's right out there in the wind. It could get caught in the rain. Now, let's show you up here what we did. You see, that's about all the more free play you want. That's even just a little excessive, but I think that'll be fine. Alright, that's your Harley Davidson Big Twin clutch adjustment. All the Sportsters are like this. All the Big Twins are like this. I don't know about the new ones, but Evolution Series, Shovelhead, Panhead, Knucklehead. Actually, no, I don't know about the Knucklehead. But the Shovel, Evolution, and I do believe the Panheads, this is how you adjust your clutch. Thanks for watching. Kevin6154.